All right, welcome to
Hello.
Battlefield. No,
No.
Battlefleet. Yes.
Wait. Battle Fajita.
Ooh, tasty.
What about how about Battle Zone?
Yes.
Ah.
It's
No.
Battlefleet Gothic Armada Dos, the return
Do it.
of the fleet.
So is
Yeah.
this a 4X game of some kind or what?
It is a Warhammer game, believe it or not.
No.
Yeah.
Roughly 40% of all PC games being released these days are Warhammer games.
True stat. True stat. It's a 4X light. It's more
Only-
like a Total War game.
What
Where-
about Sins
Yeah.
of a Solar Empire?
No, it's not
No.
as deep as that.
Yeah, no. It is much closer to Total War, where you have in the campaign mode at any rate, right? So in the campaign mode you have, which is what we're in. Hi, we're playing the campaign here. We're in the Imperium Campaign, which is the first campaign that they recommend you play out of the 3 that are available, and we'll take a look at the other 2, which are Necron and Tyranids. But in this campaign map, so you have a few different things you can do. There's different systems that you can fly to in your spaceships, and there's like a little bit of resource management, so you can upgrade those systems to produce more resources, or they give other benefits. So for instance, here I'll use this as a talking point. If Nick, you want to go to the Demios binary and click on the asteroid fields.
If I can find it, where's it at? Top.
Do I ever?
I thought you'd never ask.
Find it.
Yeah.
Alright, so if you hover over the attributes there, so this is a shipyard, and when you hover it over, it tells you, hey, this generates construction points per turn up to, and it shows you these numbers that show for every evolution, and the evolution is up above there, 1, 2, and 3. Those evolutions come over time, just kind of as you take turns in this campaign map kind of situation. So different points of interest in these systems. As you capture them, you get different things. Some of these will generate resources for you, it's like the backpack looking symbol in the very top there on the left hand side of that bar. And those resources let you buy new ships for your different fleets or perform repairs. And the overall goal then is you're moving your fleets around to take these systems. At least thus far, like the initial objective of this campaign is, hey, you should go around and you should eliminate the forces of chaos in the sector and capture all these systems. And then something else happens, and we'll see what happens after that. But this is kind of then just a lot of building resources and doing that stuff, so then you can make your fleet of ships. The other part of this game then is the real-time naval strategy part, where you actually pilot those ships and do space warfare
Sid
against
Meier's
other
Pirates.
ships. Yeah.
I'm looking for more like a 688i Hunter Killer, the submarine sim from the 90s.
Ooh.
So maybe. So here's the thing: the Imperium ships are pretty straightforward kind of play, and that's why they recommend doing it first. Is because you kind of set them on autopilot more or less, at this stage of it,
No way.
and they just kind of circle around and shoot the other ships, and you just kind of let them battle it out. You have occasional like special abilities that you can do, which we'll talk about, but then the other races control a whole lot differently. So I haven't spent a ton of time with every single one. They actually have 12 different factions, which include they gave them different names, I think, at some point, but it's the Eldar, it's the Dark Eldar, it's Chaos, it's Orcs, it's Tyranids and Necrons and Tau, Imperium and Space Marines, and
Did you say
I think-
orcs?
I think there's some others in there. Orcs with a K. I don't know if you could tell that when I was pronouncing it. There's a K in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is Warhammer. So I gotta say, the UI for this game is really pleasing to look at.
It's Fortunately,
It might be dense, but it looks nice.
Yes.
So here's what we found though, like in co-op. So you would not know we are playing co-op right now. There's nothing for Jason to see for him to know that I'm clicking on things and that I may move things and upgrade things. And
Right.
he can do things, and I have no idea what he's doing in this view.
Can you guys? Do you
There's
guys?
and here's the other thing. There's no chat in this view. If I wasn't on Discord with Jason, I would have no idea that there's another human being. Like the FaceTime bug that just came out. It is this. Yeah.
Timely.
So how is the other player represented on this screen? Is it those red ships or?
The only way that you know, at least for me, is in the top right. There's a series of icons, one of which looks like a person with a plus symbol. If you click on that, you can see who you're cooperating with. So I know I'm playing with Nick, but I have no other indication, like Nick said, that he is like what ship he's clicking on, what he's doing.
Access.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's.
Yeah, they actually called out that the co-op wasn't quite ready for release, so they're putting in an early access state. Because you can see, I can invite another friend into this. I don't even realize I'm in Jason's game, even though he can see it on his side. So
Yeah.
but once you get into a battle, it's a little bit more tight. So we should jump in. Let's play. We can keep talking. And,
Yeah. And back to the earlier thing I was saying is just like all the different factions play a whole lot differently, and one of the things I've seen is like Eldar, they're a lot more, stealthy tactics and hit and run kind of stuff. Necron, which we'll look at, have a little bit of a similar mechanic, but they're also different parts. So it's interesting. Like there's this whole skirmish mode that if we get a chance to take a look at, that's your traditional just comp stomping, right? Each side, you can team up with a buddy and choose your faction and then make your fleet and everything else. And then play up against a team of AI guys. But it's interesting just to kind of see the way those things interact and work. But right now what's happening in the campaign is I've been taking over a few different sections. So I'm, as you can see in the bottom right, I'm 12 turns in. This is where I'm at. I have 3 fleets of ships. The main one has little, Laurel and the... I can't remember the thing I'm trying to think of here, but like the special symbol above it, that's my flagship. That's my leader. That's the big thing.
Are you clicked on it right now?
Yeah, so you can't click on it.
Okay, so I can actually see you click if you click on a ship.
It's like highlighted or something.
Yeah, like I'm on the leadership right now, and you're on the one next to it.
Yeah, so you can see the fleet strength represented there, 243, 368. You can see the enemies. But anyways, I've gone through enough now where initially enemy threat level, this is kind of one of the main mechanics, is enemy threat level is represented by kind of like the bar in the bottom right. So where it has the 1, 2, and 3. And on easy mode, which is what we're doing, threat level initially starts off at like -1, I think. And then as time goes on and you hit those major points, it'll increase the threat level more and more, and as threat level increases, enemies will start attacking you. So initially, actually, you can move around freely without having to worry about fleets coming after you. Once it hits a threshold, though, for their threat level, they'll start making moves against you. But it seems like they're dictated in some way by the fact that they'll only do it when there's 2 ships in a system. So going over to the Freemus system, you'll see there's a big red arrow pointing from Cantrail down to Freemus, because one of those ships is going to come down and attack because there's 2 ships there. If there was only 1 ship there, they wouldn't move. So there's a little bit of knowing the way the AI behavior is set up to kind of let you prepare for some of this stuff.
So where are we attacking?
So what we're going to do is we're going to move our 1 flagship, or our 1 ship over to there. So we have 2 ships here, and we're going to end the turn.
Let him attack us.
They're going to come down, yeah, and we're going to have superior numbers here. Just like in Total War, there's an auto battle thing. If you want to go through that, I obviously want to show off the battle system here. So we're going to launch the battle. Let this go in, and once it kind of starts going, we'll be able to assign ships. I'll be able to say, okay, I as the host have control over these ships, and the guest has control over these ships, or we both have control over these ships. so you can kind of delineate who has what as far as trying to take command of things. And I'll probably try and do as much of an even split as possible.
I'm seeing a still image instead of a...
Yeah, no, that is what I'm seeing too, so you know.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's a long loading time.
It's Jason's fault.
It is, yeah.
Weird. Okay. Whoa. Well, I
So
see.
there-
I see capital ships flying in space. This is already my jam.
It's some Warhammer-ass Warhammer stuff, that's for sure. So much like any sort of Warhammer thing, you've got a deployment phase where you can set up where your ships are.
This is a big battlefield.
Yeah, so you can't see where their
Holy
ships are.
crap.
There's some different things here. It's worth noting too that this is a just straight up battle situation. So there's two different types. There's this where it's just destroy the other side, and then the other kind is you capture strategic points, and then whoever has the most points after a certain time wins. You can also just eliminate the other ships during the course of that, and that usually is what has happened thus far with me. But alright, we're going to try and do this. I'm going to try and split this out as much as possible. So for right now, I'm going to move
So
all
do
the
you
Space Marine ships over here.
Do you have to divvy up control of the individual units like in Total War?
You do. So I can click and drag and select multiples. And I think, Nick, on your side, you can see those co-op control guest settings, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to give the Space Marine ships control to Nick, so he's the only one who can command them. And I'm going to take the Adeptus Machinus ships as mine. There are basically what you have, like cruiser ships, which are the bigger ones, and then you have the escort ships, the smaller ones. You can do the same kind of thing as you can in most RTSs, where if you select multiples, you can use control and the number key to quick, kind of select them. You cannot, though, do... So I can't do, okay, here's group 1, here's group 2, and the combination is 3 kind of a thing, right? Like I can't do 1, 2, and then all of them are 3. I have to do individuals. If I try and do 3, then it makes them all just one group and it overrides the previous stuff. So that's kind of a bummer. I always like that where I can do 1, 2, and then here's the whole group.
Start the battle! Ready?
Let's go ahead and get going. Don't you want to move your ships and they're all facing the... You want to reorient them?
Nick wants to do a forge already. Start the
Yeah,
battle.
let's go.
Turns into a pumpkin soon. Alright. So they are all the way on the other side of the battlefield.
Yeah, and so one of the big things about this, like I compared it to Pirates, is because it's all about maneuverability. So you can get yourself going full speed ahead. You've got this kind of meter for maneuvers. You can go standard speed. You can stop, and then there's the high energy turn, which I'll show off where that comes in handy.
Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, it comes in really handy with like the torpedoes and stuff, because you can kind of see the line.
Drop your anchor and
yeah.
turn the steering wheel hard to starboard.
Yep, it's exactly what it is. And so you can see like torpedoes, they've got a good line of sight, and so those turns come in really handy if you want to like get alongside of somebody, hit the brakes, and e-brake turn and fire them right into the side of them.
This also lets you queue up multiple move commands, like
oh yeah,
down
this
ships.
is really I do like
so you
this.
So you can tell them, okay, you're going to move here, and then you hold down shift and going to move to this point and then to this point.
Oh yeah, that's sweet. I love waypointing in strategy games like that.
Yeah, and you can even like have them face different directions at each waypoint if you wanted to.
Repositioning.
So that's like some Rainbow Six shit.
Hey, Locke, look at him.
This is a petty officer reporting for duty. How many years of training did it take to learn this game, Jason?
Thus far I'm up to 0 years. And I feel like I need way more, that's for sure. So yeah, so they went stealth. So you have, like, the escort ships have these little ping abilities that you can use to reveal things. One ping only, that's right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, let those torpedoes fly.
So are you going to do any crazy Ivans?
Hold course.
I mean,
Can you put it in cinematic mode?
I'm kind of crazy already, so does
I
that
don't.
count?
That's a good question, Locke. I don't know if there is a cinema cam kind of a thing going on. Oh, that was a bad.
Man, once this gets going, it gets heated.
Yeah, it's in. We're in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Where we are needed.
Oh,
We are
you
going-
destroyed one. You destroyed one. That's good.
Yep. Where's the other guy?
All right, so there's their big ship over there
To where we are needed.
that just
Oh,
went
okay.
stealth.
Yeah.
So again, one ping only.
Engines
What was
engaged.
that ability you just
Oh, you pinged it.
did? Was that the ping?
Moving to
Yeah.
position.
So that revealed it, so that it can't
Oh, okay.
be stealth.
And the other thing
All
that's
right.
great in this, you can ram.
It will be destroyed.
Yeah. Good job.
Oh, gee.
Oh my god. That is... I love it.
That was really
So
awesome.
the interesting thing with the torpedoes is you kind of have to, like in a lot of cases, they're lined up straight to the front of the ship. So you have to sort of line up your shot and predict where it's going to be before you fire. So you have to like lead the target. Since I'm chasing with my one ship right now, I know that it's just going to hit, so I just fired them ahead. Should be okay. But like when you start circling one another, that's when it starts getting tougher because they'll be, you absolutely have to lead them, and the targets have, the torpedoes have their travel time, so you kind of have to figure that out.
Obliterate that target.
That's been the tougher part for me for learning this game is like, okay, how much does this have to go? You know, how much lead time or whatever do I need?
So what's the purple meter over the top of your ship there?
That is the shield regeneration. So every ship has, or I shouldn't say every ship.
Yeah.
Imperium ships at least have, and Chaos ships have shields, and then they have hull. So the blue is the shield, and once that
The
goes
orange
down,
is
you
the
start
hull.
taking hull.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the purple is the regeneration of the shield, and once the purple bar goes back up again, you'll get your shield back.
I did leave my other guy here. The one other thing I don't know if you saw earlier, so all the ships have like crew. That's the green human kind of element there, and so there's abilities that directly impact the crew of the ship. So the one
Hold course.
ship I have has, or is it boarding action? So if I get in range there of him,
Oh, cool.
you can launch pods at them, and you board the ship, and actually, like, your guys are basically assaulting that ship and taking down the crew. And so,
Oh, nice.
you have a chance. The ships have chances to like mutiny. The crew will mutiny, and it'll just go stagnant, or they'll just start retreating and things like that. So it's pretty cool.
I have these little fighter squadron of ships that I can launch, and they'll go and attack. They'll have like cannons, basically like anti-torpedo, anti-ship cannons. They'll shoot at them, but so you'll see them start going down, and then you'll see them go make their little bombing runs.
Underway.
There is at any point in time a lot going on, and in single player there's a way for you to be able to pause, so you can kind of like stop and give orders and line things up a little bit better.
Oh, I just
this-
missed the torpedoes.
In this mode it's a little bit more
Initiate targeting protocol.
we'll go with the flow of things. Oh. There isn't friendly fire, but there is friendly collision damage, as I learned during very first
Obliterate that target.
mission.
So close.
Hit with those torpedoes? I think I did. Yeah, the very like prologue mission that they have that's like a tutorial, they give you this big, massive
The ship up here.
cathedral ship. And they're like, hey, go take this cathedral ship and go attack that big thing. And I go and I start flying it over there, and one of my other ships gets in the way, and the cathedral ship just runs over it without a second thought and blows it up. So yeah, that's what a normal little combat looks like.
Except, oh yeah, that's the other bug. It says defeat, even though we won.
Mine says victory.
Yeah, mine says defeat. And then we go to the next
I
screen and it'll
mean-
say victory.
Nick definitely lost that battle for you.
Yeah. So yeah, it is interesting. You know, it's the battles themselves are, you know, it's based off of the tabletop, because there was a Battlefleet Warhammer tabletop game that
Who's the
was
developer on this one?
canceled. This is I keep forgetting.
It's not Creative Assembly.
No. It is. Hold on, I can pull that up right here.
Great urgency. So I
I
saw.
want to say it's like Tindalos. I think that's it's Tindalos Interactive.
I can't close this dialog box. Interesting.
Only I may, because I am the host.
So I saw there's a thing to reduce the urgency. Like, how did we earn that?
So that's a battle plan. So up there next to the currency, there is a battle plan, and the battle plan itself, there's a couple different ways to get them. So sometimes there's a resource generator that gives it to you, which we have. It's Exceltra Minor. No. Listening post. There it is. In the gas cloud in Exceltra Minor, you receive one battle plan every X number of turns.
Okay.
You can also do it by doing that lightning strike on a flagship.
Mhm.
Like you'll see kind of on an enemy flagship, you'll see an indicator for that. So yeah, I'll go ahead and use it. I'll go ahead and reduce the urgency. So we're now sub the 2 where it was, right? So it didn't have a huge effect on everything, but it's enough to move us and give us like another turn there, where now it's no longer into threat level 2. We still have this one ship that's going to come over into the Demios binary.
So,
But it's
Go
going to
ahead.
take 2 turns to get there. Like if you look at the ship itself, it has a little triangle, it tells you how long it's going to take 2 turns. It's because we have some defenses set up there that basically says, hey, anybody who's coming into this is delayed by 1 turn to get here. So that gives us some time to get ships over there and address that issue.
Yeah, I was gonna say we try and go on the offensive there and see if we can have a big battle, because we got the other captain ship there down in Xerxia. We got our other 2.
Yeah. Those are in good shape.
I think we can.
Swing that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. So I'll move the captain ship over here.
All aboard.
Choo choo. Is this where? Hold on 1 second. So one other thing we're gonna take a look at here.
Oops.
This overloads. Yes, I can.
422. And it's we always forget these are fleets of ships. So.
Yeah, so each one of those big icons is like,
Yeah.
you know, the ones in the panel there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, your
Is there a
big.
maximum fleet size, or?
So there is. So while you're looking at that, if you look on the top, they have the different symbols there. So you have fleet power, the fleet health, and then the next one over is the value. So each fleet has a certain value.
Okay, so you could have like 10 little ships or 3 big ones.
Right, and the number of little ships that you can have actually is the next number. So the escort ship limit tells you, here's what you can do for this, and it says you can have basically. So as you get the bigger ships, you can get then more escort ships, but the bigger ships obviously count more towards your fleet value. So, you know, balancing all that stuff. One thing, actually, yeah, if you want to go in, so the Space Marine one that you have selected, if you want to go ahead and hit new ship on that one.
Hold on. That one's full. There we go.
Yeah, back in, the Freemus. That'll show you the breakdown of the different ships. We're going to add a cruiser to that one, actually. money here. So I think it's the second tier of ships there, the cruisers. You can
Mark
do like
II.
a Vanguard Mark 1 or a Vanguard Mark 3. Go ahead and add a Mark 1 to that. So it'll cost us some resources to do. It's going to increase our fleet upkeep. So, that's another thing to balance is the upkeep versus the amount of money that you have coming in. And then you're also, the limiting is the fleet value. I think you have to confirm it.
I did. I think it maybe have to end the turn. I did confirm.
Not sure. Click on other. Are you
Okay.
back at the?
Yeah, I'm going in to do it again. Yeah, it's not sticking for me.
Yeah, maybe you can't do that.
I don't know. Yeah, see if it works for you.
Mark 3, yeah, so no, Mark 1. Mark 1. Confirm. Yep, there we go.
Huh.
We're only going to get 1 resource per turn now.
It's alright. We're gonna annihilate these bastards.
Alright. Go ahead and launch that battle.
Ooh, it's gonna be a good one. We might have to actually use some strategery.
That's going to go swimmingly.
Whoa,
then.
that's a cool looking like frozen screen. It's all like Tron meets.
Like a synthwave album cover.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess Jason slow loading trips up my PC.
Yeah, you have to wait for the host to load in.
I really like the flames from the engines, like the colors and the way.
Yeah.
I don't know, it looks really cool.
Alright, so there's another one where we just have to destroy the other side, so...
Easy peasy.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do the same kind of a thing. I'm gonna give you... those 3.
So I have a question, and it's really
I'll take
topical.
this.
What do you feel is more complex? The nuances of this game or understanding the Kingdom Hearts lore?
Well, that's easy. The nuances of this game, because Kingdom Hearts has no lore. Oh!
Are you telling me that
Listen,
the fact
the lore of
that
Kingdom
Xehanort-
Hearts is that a duck
Xehanort
wears...
spreading his body in pieces throughout time and space and shape-shifting in between all of them and combining 3 different people into our hero
Acknowledged.
Alright, what
throughout the course of it is
so I'm going out
Changing
to the right
course.
here.
okay.
Okay. I'm telling you that a duck not wearing any pants is all the lore that you need to know.
It's bold. It's bold statement there.
You know?
Cruising speed set.
I'm a bold man.
So you can see, I don't know if folks noticed, but when I did the nice little full speed ahead, it immediately like alerted the enemy to my position. So maybe I'll draw them to me, and then you can come up and.
Yeah, actually,
Show-
I'm
show
gonna
me
take
who's
my one
boss.
ship here that's got torpedoes, turn it slightly to the side, and line up hopefully a shot here that will...
There's these other things you can see too, like there's these gas clouds and stuff, and you can actually like use them to hide.
You can hide in.
The
yeah.
asteroid fields you can hide in and stuff too, and you won't be spotted.
Setting course.
Nope, that was too far, so I need to go there.
Yeah, you can actually see the ship says it's stealth right now. So if I wanted, I could kind of just wait here. Try and
What? The Imperium does never hide.
Well, can you use strategies in this, like put a bunch of
Coordinates
stealth
acknowledged.
ships around one and then attract the enemy in and then unstealth and ambush them? Like, is that
Engaging
viable,
engines.
or?
I mean, so
'Cause
I'll
I
do
saw you
this.
had an ability to decloak enemies, so.
Right, so right now I'm running silent. So my 3 ships are until they get within a certain range or make some other maneuver, and I actually have my 1 flagship that is unable to run silent, right? So all the rest of my ships are cloaked and do not appear anywhere.
there's a bunch of defense platforms.
Yeah, we have to take those
so
out too.
I'm gonna send in the
Underway.
squadrons to hit those.
So what I can do here is, I have my 3 light ships and I have my 1 bigger ship that I'm going to send over here and kind of point this way. I'm going to take my main ship, move it back, and then turn it around. So everyone's coming towards my 1 flagship and they don't see the other ones, at least for right now. At some point they will. Right, at some point here when they get close enough within range, they'll be able to detect
Setting
them.
course.
Or if they send out their 1 ping only. But until that happens, I can leave them here and then sort of do what you said. I can say, hey, look, all these things are cloaked, and so they can shoot. Now they pinged, so they are now marked, so they can see them and they can attack other stuff. I'm going to have to come about, send out my ping, so they are identified.
Engaging engines.
And we're gonna go into war, boys.
Yep, they spot me.
Targeting
I'm on
enemy
that one
vessel.
too. Alright.
Understood.
I was hoping you were gonna say it like a
Cruising
soccer
speed
hooligan.
I'm going to fire some torpedoes there. They're gonna miss that one, but should
Understood.
hit the second.
Target
Right,
locked
so I'm
in.
gonna send my little ships after that little ship. The other thing you can do is if you click on an enemy ship, you can tell it to focus fire on certain things. You can tell it, hey, try and take out their weaponry, try and take out their engines, and the like. There's also a auto engagement mode where it automatically targets the closest enemy and goes after them.
Whoa, Nelly.
But
Course
I'm
engaged.
going to
For the Emperor.
gain some steam here.
Yeah, show him your butt.
Do this.
Coordinates acknowledged.
Do
So-
my energy turn.
I know you have the ability to auto battle. This obviously has a lot of
Changing
moving
course.
parts. What is the risk of you losing a fight like this when you could have auto battled and won?
I mean, it's real.
Like,
If I
based
don't,
on the complexity of the game, would you be more like do you feel like you might be able to lose a battle that the computer would judge that you'd be the victor in?
I mean, if I just really.
Target
Oh,
locked
wait,
in.
stop.
So my problem with games like this, they're really appealing. Like, I really like this stuff, but I simply can't multitask like this. That's why I'm really bad at RTSs as well.
Sure, yeah.
So there is a
I mean,
whole
like-
a bunch of this stuff over here, like lets you manage the auto engagement of your ships, so you don't have to like babysit and move them all around all the time if you don't want. You can kind of give them some tactics and they'll just follow it, which is pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
Pretty nice. But it's really it's really satisfying, the combat in this, like the control of the ships, just trying to get it right in that perfect position to fire their torpedoes and stuff. Like,
Coordinates acknowledged.
really enjoy that aspect of it. So I'm gonna
Heading acknowledged.
move in here on this guy.
Course
So one thing I did
engaged.
there was I deployed this special bomb that like slowed everything in it, and then I did another attack where I deployed a bomb that is just straightforward damage, the plasma bomb. Oh, these guys need to go over here. I need to do a ping. Alright, I need to take out these small ships now. I'm tired of them. So there's that plasma bomb about to go off. So anything that's in that when it hits the outer ring will get damaged.
Course engaged.
They did not get out in time. That really hurt them.
Sorry, I wasn't looking over there to show folks.
So I've noticed that a ship will be taking damage, and then you'll see the shields start ticking down. But can it recharge through an assault? Because it looks like some of them go purple while they're still taking damage. Is that like a ship ability or what?
That's a good question.
Sorry, I'm not sure if I follow the question.
Okay, so on Nick's screen right now, he just moused over something he's attacking. Its shields are recharging, but
While
he
it's
is
getting
shooting
hit.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Engaging target.
That must be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got two ships just
Pounding on it, and its
pounded
shields
on
are
it, and
coming
its
back.
shields have been recharging steadily.
But has it been losing hull damage?
Yeah.
It's losing hull damage still, so that the purple indicates that it's recharging, whereas the blue means it's active.
Right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So once the purple bar fills all the way up,
Come
the shields are
on,
back.
torpedoes! Nice,
take the
nice,
back.
nice. Go,
Oh!
go
He
torpedoes!
just activated his shield.
Go torpedoes! Go. So torpedoes do
Oh.
ignore shields.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. Come on, torpedoes!
that's-
Go!
I like that stasis bomb you just did.
Yeah.
Yes! They all hit. He's done. All right. Here's him.
Targeting enemy vessel.
This guy.
Should be shoutcasting this, Nick.
Shoutcast.
For the
Yeah.
Emperor.
Take care of this guy. I think
Engaging.
we're
He's
mopping
been
him.
sitting on his ultimate for about 20 seconds now.
Yo, I'd be into it.
Engaging target.
What is this guy doing?
Underway.
He's just sitting here. All right, wait. This is not gonna move.
Changing course.
It's got a debuff icon there. Maybe it's disabled.
It's
Coordinates
not having a
acknowledged.
good time. Its lights are off.
But it's got like a lightning bolt, like it's got no
Scuttle.
power.
Harvest its innards. Harvest its
You
innards.
Oh,
Yeah.
2 direct hits.
I think
Yes.
there actually is some ability that you can take over derelict ships or ships
Target
that are.
locked in.
That'd be amazing.
It's under a mutiny.
Yeah,
Do it.
I don't know if anybody.
Heading acknowledged.
Like if I do boarding action now, I don't know.
Engaging engines.
Go! He's trying to get away.
I really like seeing concentric circles move around a map. There's something primal about that.
Oh, he's dead. Is there anybody left? There's a guy all the way out over here. He's
Setting course.
full speed ahead.
Oh, it's on the edge of the.
Yeah,
edge of the
he
map.
must have tried to retreat, and he's sent down some interceptors.
Understood.
Oh, look at all the torpedoes. Oh no, they're my interceptors. I thought they were torpedoes. All right, let's get 'em.
Coordinates acknowledged.
Come on! Boom!
For the Emperor.
We've started a
actually
fire.
I started a fire.
Underway.
I'm gonna move my
Where's my other big
flagship
ship?
out of here.
Yeah, it's tough when it's the big group of guys to find my ship in it.
Coordinates
Like I wish it was just a little bit different color, or something. I should have just assigned a hotkey to that other ship.
Engaging target.
Alright, go.
Heading acknowledged.
Send in the bombers. Come on, come on.
So my flagship there has taken quite a beating. I should have held back and
Understood.
not thrown into the thick of things right away. So I can't use the torpedoes for right now.
Setting course.
I'll have to wait until after the battle's all done. And let it repair.
Understood. Engaging engines.
Let's get ready.
Coordinates acknowledged. Engaging. Heading acknowledged.
Torpedoes.
Encouraging speech!
Course engaged.
Serious? You have an encouraging speech?
Yeah.
Power.
So I just used.
Dude,
Targeting enemy vessel.
man.
Changing course.
Turn rating. Oh man, this is gonna end poorly for him.
Engaging.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's a close call.
Underway.
The only thing I don't like about the game so far, the backgrounds are a little busy.
Targeting enemy.
Yeah, it's hard to
Yeah.
see what's going on.
I wish there was just
Well,
like
it's-
some like depth of field or something on the backgrounds.
Or you wish it was
Space mist.
Homeworld and it just had
Changing
cool
course.
nebulas and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
there you
like,
go.
yeah. Like, I understand what they're...
Homeworld, please.
Yeah, please. I understand what they're going for to, like, make it look like a sense of scale, but it needs a little bit more contrast, or, yeah, depth of field would be good.
Coordinates acknowledged.
Oh.
Engaging
I believe you're going
engines.
to have to talk to the manager at Medieval Times about the new.
Yikes.
Engaging
Yikes.
target.
Oh, that guy's not having a good day.
Target locked in.
Whoa! Whoa! Nice steering there, Jason.
Oh, wow.
Thread that needle, look at that.
Okay.
For the Emperor.
I think you got him, boys.
Yeah, he's not lying much longer.
Target locked in.
Oh, he's got like a sliver. Oh, that did it.
Boom.
Now we have to just take care of the
The platform or the
platforms.
turrets.
Yeah.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Yep.
Heading acknowledged.
Passes it to the man.
Passes it to Brother Jared.
Course engaged.
He has the relic.
Engaging.
And burn goes the heretic.
Yeah, so these turrets. So one thing we didn't really focus on in the overall map, you can set up defensive structures for each of the areas. So you can put in minefields or turrets, things like that, to kind of assist in holding
Changing
territory.
course.
All right, full speed ahead. Let's end this crap. Die, die, die.
Targeting enemy vessel. Engaging
Don't
target.
ram it. No, you moron.
Nice control in there.
Activating vectors.
Well,
Weapons calibrated.
Cobra Widowmaker?
yeah.
Great name. Jeez. Cobra Widowmaker.
Utter the canticles
That's
of
my
battle.
Shadowrun Decker name.
Heading acknowledged.
I guess you can do the lightning strike. There are troops on this.
For the Emperor.
What was that thing? What was that? Just like,
The lightning strike?
Oh. was that what that homing missile thing?
Yeah, so the lightning thing reduces the troop count on the ship. potential damage to that.
Oh, okay.
In it.
There you go. Slow their rate of fire.
These things take a pretty good lick. And I want to. Where are you going?
Understood.
Blow it up.
Watch out! Watch out! Oh, don't let that hit you.
Course engaged.
There we go. That's how you do it.
I used up all my
Engaging target.
torpedoes.
No.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Some of the skills don't recharge. You do have just a limited
For
amount.
the Emperor.
Can you actually board these things too? Yes, you can. Oh wow, took it from 4 to 1.
Optimal course set.
So yeah, that's, I mean, this is pretty much over.
Yeah, it's just clean up.
But yeah, it's just a little bit too busy in the background. Too many.
It is hard to parse.
Yeah.
Like the ships don't stand out from like that black ship.
Yeah.
The black and red ship over the black and red background.
Yeah.
A little difficult.
Let's just take a look at everything while finishing up.
It is the kind of nice thing in that the single player has a thing that you can just speed up the time, so you're just like, alright,
Yeah.
go 3 times as fast.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Thruster routines active.
Full speed ahead! Ah! Is it gonna get destroyed first, or am I gonna ram it?
You're gonna ram it.
Ah!
Position
I survived! And it destroyed it. That was amazing.
The spirits obey.
Alright.
Go send
Revere
some boarding
the
troops onto
Omnissiah.
it, why not?
Need to learn the hotkeys for some of this stuff.
I know, right?
Setting course.
I'll launch an auger probe, because why not?
That sounds terrible.
It's like picks up any stealth ships.
A winner is you!
But
Huh.
let's see if it says defeat.
It does.
Oh,
You were defeated, Nick. I win.
that rousing battle.
Use the lock-on stance, someone in Twitch.
I don't know if there's an intentional thing or not, but like after every single battle, someone just is like, J.J. Abrams runs in and just like flicks up the lens flare to max, because there's always like a single spot on my screen that's just like, all right, we're gonna turn up the brightness on that star just by 1,000,000 and just
Crank it.
Yep. So yeah, so that's kind of it, the co-op campaign for the Imperium.
You have been disconnected, my friend.
Yeah, it booted me.
I will, once it gets back to the campaign screen, I will get over to the, I don't know, Necrons or Tyranids. What do you want to see?
not both?
If we got time for both, we'll make it both. Which one first?
Let's go Tyranids. I want to see Tyranid spaceship.
Oh. Perhaps neither, because I think the game just crashed on me.
Oops.
Yeah, alright. That's going to be another 2 minutes before it loads back in.
So how was your day?
Yeah. So what's everybody doing this weekend?
This weekend? I mean, it's Monday. Hopefully, the world survives another week, and then I can think about my weekend.
Yeah.
But I've been playing Elder Scrolls Online, and it's really good.
Nice. I was going to talk real quick. The other co-op mode that's in the game is the Skirmish, and that's just again straight up choose a fleet and choose your ships and everything else, and have the fleet valued. Like that's far more the tabletop experience, right? As far as playing this game, if you just want to build your own little fleet and they have different sub factions and stuff, I think they're going to add some even customization stuff in there. So if you wanted to get into your army painter stuff, that's where it's going to be.
Move that
Yeah,
junk.
so this one has the capture. I started up a quick skirmish with the orcs.
What do you want?
I don't think I heard the K in that pronunciation. Can we keep it?
There you go.
Close, yeah, it's close enough.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, so they don't have, the orc ships don't have the maneuver ability. I'm guessing they're...
The enemy has seized a
No, man,
strategic area.
you're orcs. You're gonna be like, hey, ram the front of this thing into that
ram
thing.
everything. That's all you need to do is ram.
Chaka, chaka,
Board
chaka.
them. Daka daka.
Why are these guys not moving? Oh, because I stopped them.
Okay, we'll go that speed.
Oh, there's one over there, too.
Wings ready.
Oh, they're launching some fighters. Go get their fighters.
Bombers, begin daka daka.
Look at all the freaking gunfire. That's cool.
Those like little ships swarming around it.
Yeah. Yeah, they launched their fighters at me.
What jerks.
Oh, our fighters are fighting. Look at that! Wow, that's cool. I can't play. I'm about to do something.
Orcs is best. Orcs, orcs, orcs.
You know what would be really great is if we could get a Star Wars one of these.
Oh my god. That would be amazing.
Actually, no, it'd be really great is if we could get a true sequel to, X versus Ty.
You orders over there.
Yeah.
Just straight like. I don't need I don't need the story stuff from those games. Give me a massive multiplayer dogfighting game.
I would much rather just have a TIE fighter with the story and everything.
I did like that, but X versus Ty was like that was a trip back in the day.
It's like, was that the one where you could go in and you could add like a whole bunch of Star Destroyers? You basically like build a random map.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
And it had pretty decent player count for the day. It's good stuff.
So yeah, so these are the Tyranids. Their campaign is a little bit because they're a little bit different. Ha! So they actually, their whole thing is they devour worlds. So you don't get bases that you build up. If Nick clicks on one of the ones that we control, it'll say devouring. Well, some of them are indigestible because they're destroyed. Gonna upset the Tyranid tum-tums and they can't eat it. So yeah, it's devouring, and when it's done devouring at the end of 3 turns, it will then give you those resources. So you can get big resource dumps all at once, but then you don't get them again, right? So a very different sort of management as far as building up their fleets and maintaining them and stuff. This is just past, I should say too, like for each one of these campaigns, there's like a little bit of there's a tutorial mission, and then it drops you in before you can invite a buddy into it. So this is just after all that, and I've moved my ships down here so I can do this special operation that we will go ahead and get into with the Tyranid so we can see what they are like. And in this case, the special operation is going to have a little bit of story and
Imperium
stuff.
of Man, a galaxy-spanning empire in decline. Once humanity stood on the brink of taming the stars. A golden age of light and glory beckoned. But men have ever been prone to temptation and lured to stubborn pride.
No spoilers.
This is why you're here.
No, it's not.
This is why
Now
I'm
the
here.
Space
You're not here for the
Marines,
deep lore?
intended as the vanguard of mankind's ascension, fight
Wow,
ceaselessly to
that's,
prevent their father's work sliding into
unfortunate.
ruin.
I tend to prefer only
The
playing games
Adeptus
with deep lore.
Mechanicus, custodians of wondrous technology, take to the stars in hope of unearthing lost secrets from the very darkest of ages, and to impose the Omnissiah's will upon a scattered galaxy.
And build
But
skulls into
nowhere
the
is
sides
the
of their ships.
Imperium's might more plainly seen than in the vessels of its star-spanning navy. As war rages, colossal warships slip anchor to smite the foe with the righteous fury
That's
of
already
the
cool.
faithful.
It's thus far, like in the campaign for the Imperium, I've liked and the prologue. I've kind of liked what they've done. Like there's a great setup here, so that if you're unfamiliar with like any of what Warhammer is, or what Imperium is versus Space Marines versus Necrons and Tyranids, like there's always like a little bit of an intro cinematic that sets up, okay, here's what these people are and what they're doing, and XYZ, and then the storytelling elements themselves have been somewhat interesting, so I've enjoyed going through it.
Consumption cycle and vulnerable. Recommend entrapment formation. We will weaken the ancient one's defenses and neutralize its escort fleet. I concur. We will gather the fragments for analysis once the battle is ended.
Very well, but act swiftly. Even now, there may be reinforcements inbound.
Engaging armament.
Alright, so we have an ancient one that's joining our regular fleets. We can move it around and do stuff.
Looks like a tardigrade.
It's my special good boy.
She got looked at.
It's fine. It's fine.
Don't worry about it.
So
all
it's
good.
actually, and the interesting thing on this map is our on the opposite side of the ancient one, and the enemy is deploying ahead of us. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to mark some of these. Okay. There you go, Nick. There's your ships. Here's mine. So the biggest differences, I'll say real quick for you, Nick, is these little ships, well, the big ones too, I think. Yeah, the little ships. The very last ability is what's called a spore explosion, so it blows up the ship altogether. You lose. It leaves a spore field that deals damage to non-Tyranid ships and reduces enemy speeds, and that little effect lasts for 2 minutes. So if you want to sacrifice those things and then, set up some big maneuvers on ships, you can do that. They also have a maneuver skill, Rush, so they will pull a full. So here's your crazy Ivan. Like, they can pull a full 180, and then their speed is increased dramatically. So like, this is basically, I'm going to stop, turn around, and run straight into you.
Nice.
So yeah, that is the Tyranids. at a quick glance, and we are going to move the ancient one over here. Ancient Psychic Scream or Drool Cannon.
Drool
Oh,
cannon.
I like the fact that it has a Drool Cannon.
I'll show you my drool cannon.
Very interested in your Drool Cannon. Please tell me more.
Wow.
I would like to subscribe to your newsletter.
It's actually my Patreon.
Oh yeah, you know what? I have issues with Patreon. I don't feel like I should.
It's the only way you'll get to see the drool cannon.
They got rid of all of those people that were just exercising their free speech.
Right, right.
I just can't abide by that. I don't agree with them, but you know.
No.
Actually, fuck those people. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. That's politics. Video games.
I'm about to release my Ancient Psychic Scream, and I just ran through a ship.
So am I every time I look at Twitter, dude.
Right there with you, buddy.
Oh man, look at this! Look at these mutinous fools.
I know.
Oh,
I like
that.
Did your Ancient Psychic Scream cause everyone to be
Yes. So the Ancient Psychic Scream like basically depletes everybody's
morale?
Holy
morale.
crap.
That's pretty sweet.
I already took out one of their ships just by running into it, so that was pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
Hurry.
Telema! Marin! Where are you? We must combine fire and rain the Emperor's fury down upon the abomination.
Confirmed. Our real space re-entry was misaligned.
Tentacles.
Closing on your position now.
Yeah,
Faster!
that
We
sounds
must
good.
not fail!
Rerouting power to artillery batteries. Gun
Spiky
services
carapace.
uploading bombardment protocols.
that's a great ability.
I mean,
Hit this thing with my Drool Cannon.
Yeah.
Hey, we're being flanked.
bummer.
Blah.
Blah.
Now I'm gonna run into it. Ancient One, don't give a F.
Num 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 num.
Bombardment commenced. Damage patterns fall within expected parameters. Intensify fire. Hold that abomination destroyed.
Oh,
Is at maximum.
just chewed through it. That was pretty great.
Nom 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 nom. I ate it.
Poppy.
Jesus. Boarding action cost 6 troops to be lost on this.
Go down.
Yeah. It's down to 1.
I mean,
That's gross.
enjoy my spore cloud.
That was interesting.
Yeah, that looks dirty.
This ship
Fire
has
garbage at him.
an ability to automatically grant like half shields.
Seems useful in a pinch.
Yeah. Permanently damaged. Uh-oh.
Row.
Ready? They're all gonna be pretty upset in a minute.
Do it.
Pop.
He's about to die.
There we go, drifting Hulk. That's what you want to see. And this is how Space Hulks are born.
Well, this guy didn't have the explode himself skill. The spore explosion. Looks like it's only the smaller ones, huh?
Yeah. Guess what, guys? Enjoy my jewel cannon.
The drill caused a fire?
Yep.
I'm so confused now.
Burp. This is one I don't think we're gonna win, Nick, but it's been fun playing.
Yeah. Is there a group of them ships? I wanna use my ability to.
Let's see how if I just crush into two. See how that works. I'm just gonna keep plowing into these guys. Yep, that seems to be the better option.
So let's see what happens when I run out of dudes.
Yeah, this will be interesting because now we're all out of our ships, basically.
Yeah, they all just went invisible once your thing died.
Turn around.
Sponge, sponge, sponge.
Let's group up so I can just ram into all of you at once. Thank you. Agent 1 hungry!
Well,
They can outmaneuver us.
there's only a couple left. There, and this guy's stuck in that cloud, so he's not your problem. Just take care of the other two dudes.
Yep. He's gonna die by the spores.
My sacrifice was not in vain. Wow, that was cool, seeing all the Tyranid. Wow, cool.
Do 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 do. Gonna come and eat ya.
That they're running. They're like.
Bah! Nope. Get you too. Nom 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 nom.
So this game is Pac-Man. Didn't expect.
I mean,
that
look,
influence.
that's what I think Pac-Man looks like. Just the extruding proboscis on his front.
So that's Battlefleet Gothic 2.
I think doing these battles co-op is definitely like unless you've put hours into the first one or something like that and are very familiar with how all these different things work. I think playing this with a buddy is the best because then it helps divvy up the responsibilities.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. They just need to polish it up a bit, you know, a couple things with the UI.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing too is the co-op person that joins doesn't really get anything. Like I don't think if I go back to my game if any of this stuff would be unlocked or anything like that. Although
Oh yeah, I'm sure I think it's all tied to the host.
Okay, actually, let's see something here. Go away. Can't even get rid of the dialogue box.
I enjoy that the dude's name is Inquisitor Darkhammer.
So I can save. So let's try. This is Jason's game. Yes. Maybe. Nope. That's funny. I can bring up the save screen. I can click save, but it won't actually let me save. Quick save. Alright, well, that was fun.
Yeah. And the Necrons, I mean, like they seem to they don't have shields from what I can tell, but they have a lot more stealth, and they also have like mini warps that they can use, so you can kind of go in, engage, and then warp away, and then come back and engage again. So kind of a different way of fighting and stuff like that. And all the different factions seem to do that, so it's kind of cool. I mean, like I'm gonna end up spending a little bit more time with this just because I really enjoy Warhammer and I like the way some of this is set up. But yeah,
Cool.
that is Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2.
Thank you for sharing with the class.
You're welcome. I expect a 12-page book report on the deep lore of Warhammer by next week.
That's all right. I can just pull up a fresh copy of the Black Library.
Oh.
I don't have a fresh copy. It's there if you want it.
It's there if you want it.
Alright.
And yeah, we'll be back next week with another co-op game.